the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Epic Podcast. We are back from a small break, holiday break, if you want to call it that. We got also Jared and Justin with us today, man. Start with Justin, man. How's your sports, I guess, month been?
It's been cool. Yeah, it's been cool. You know what I've been able to lock into most of that time, honestly, has been family time. So catch
Yes.
what I can catch when I can. But yeah, so it's been cool. Been some good games to watch. Beyond and different sports realms. So
That's fair. That's fair. What about you, Jared, man? How's your sports week been? Well, 2 weeks been.
Man, rough. I don't think any one of my teams have won all December. Oh,
Wow, yeah.
like man, I've been catching L after L after L. The Bengals trash. Ohio State in the month of December, absolute trash.
Hmm.
Um, UC basketball. I think I said them already, but no, I started off with the Bengals. Yeah, I've been getting just whooped. Yeah, it's been rough for me, but it is what it is. Can't win every year.
Yeah, man. In the same boat, man. I honestly, I don't think the Coasters won in December either.
Man,
They didn't win. They didn't win all December. Uh, I mean, Bama beat Oklahoma, but then looked horrible, like horrible against IU.
man.
Um, so yeah, Pacers are still pacering. Um, yeah, yeah, nothing. Like,
Yeah, it's rough, man. It's been rough sledding for me. But I mean, I'm so used to it and numb to it at this point. It's just like, yeah, whatever. My
yeah,
team suck. What else is new? So,
yeah.
it is.
Like I said, outside of Bama, yeah. I mean, Pacers year last year was an anomaly, but look what it took for that to even happen the way it happened. Like,
hmm
so it's kind of like everything's came back to reality in Indiana. Outside
Oh,
of
it's not because
IU,
IU
like
is.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like outside IU, like everything is normal. Like it's
This
like
is
the
turning into.
anomaly this year.
I think this is already the most incredible sports turnaround in the history of. I can't
Oh,
think of anything more
absolutely.
drastic than this. What we're watching right now from IU is legendary. Like the 30 for 30 is going to be crazy. Like
Yeah,
I ain't seen nothing like this. I mean, nothing even like remotely close.
no, for sure, for sure.
Getting them to 7-5 would have been, whoa, my God. 2 straight 7-5 seasons would have been like, whoa. But what they've done, I mean, they almost need to be investigated. I don't know what is going on inside that building.
What, two losses in 2 years?
But that
Three
is
losses in 2 years? I want to
crazy. That
say.
is that is crazy. And the fact that I think they've gotten better since they beat us. Because like what they did after what they did to Alabama, granted, Alabama, this was a down year for Alabama, but I'm just like, I can't even believe our game was that close because
Yeah,
they have no flaws. There's nothing that Indiana football is doing right now that could be doing better. Everything is elite. Everything.
yeah.
They don't turn the ball over. They don't make mistakes. They don't commit penalties. They don't miss blocks. They're literally doing everything perfect right now. So shout out to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely get to them later on. But we're gonna start off right now talking a little NBA. OKC started off the season 20-1, but now is over their last 12 unlost. They're 6-6, I should say, and Monday lost to the Hornets. Well, actually
Last
Sunday and yeah,
Dirty
actually
ball.
yeah, they lost
At
to
home.
Sunday. They lost to Phoenix and Monday against Charlotte. So and then the Spurs beat them 3 times in what?
Like
In
5 days, 6 days.
yeah, 5 days in December. So any concerns there? I'll start with you, Justin, man. Any concerns you see with OKC right now?
no, I think it's a pointless topic. It's not even halfway through the season, and if I ain't mistaken, they're still the number one team in the West. So, what thing?
Yeah, I still think they I mean their record, they what, 30-7 still? I
Yeah,
mean, so
so I'm sure it's probably the best record in the league. So
yeah,
we're talking about a
yeah,
team that lost 6 games in the last 12, and they still have the best record in the league. So what are we really
Easily.
talking about?
yeah. And in the past
Easily.
2 years, and I mean, there's yeah, they're 98-21. I mean, even if you include last season. So,
So what are we talking about?
um, what do you think, Jared?
Nah, I don't think I think it's interesting being an NBA fan. I think it's interesting that they've experienced some turbulence, but I mean the season's way too long. Like I mean they probably got a little bored, with the process. I mean they were gonna lose some games. Nothing to be worried about if I'm an OKC fan or player, a part of
What's
that
going to happen?
organization.
It's going to happen. Like you said, it's an 82
Yeah,
game season. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest. They just won the championship and start the next year 24-1. You don't think them guys got a little bored? Of course they
yeah,
did.
a little
Like,
bored with the process for sure.
come
I
on.
think so.
And they have had some injuries too. Um, like people been in and out of the lineup. I mean, of course, Jalen Williams, but Hartenstein's been in and out. Caruso's been in and out. Jalen Williams has been in and out. So like they've had some injuries here and there too. So I mean, but they also won the deepest team. So of course, we don't give them that excuse that we would normally give other teams. But still, like I mean, like you said, it could be boredom. It could, be the shuffling of the lineup here and there, week in, week out. But I mean, like you said, they're still the best team in the league. I mean, with the best record in the league, and probably still the best team in the league. Um, I think probably the only team that really got their number right now is maybe the Spurs, but they're playing pretty good too right now. So you really can't knock that for them losing to them. I mean, the Spurs are looking really good. So I don't see, like I said, I don't see it being a problem. Like I said, we ain't even to the All Star break yet. Like we're not
Yeah,
halfway through the season, so it's kind of like we 5 games away from the midpoint of the season. So yeah, and if this was happening in August or something like I'm not August, April, down the stretch, you know what I mean, going into the playoffs or something like that, I'd be like, all right, like what's going on, you know what I mean? But
right.
right now, I think we just sit back and just keep an eye on them and see if there is something going on or if it's not. But right now, I don't think it's nothing to worry about. But you could overreact. I mean, um, so yeah, moving right along, man. College football, man. So we talked about our last show was right before the playoffs started, so we didn't get the quarterfinals or to talk about the quarterfinals. Um, yes, some I ain't gonna say some upsets, but a upset with well, no, I guess we can say two upsets with
They were
the
all upsets
yeah, that's what
except,
I'm about to say. Actually, yeah, Miami winning. Well, I
except
guess
for except for IU.
yeah, except for IU, yeah.
That's an
Ole Miss
interesting
beat
note.
Georgia,
Out
yeah,
of those out of those 8 teams that had first round buys the first 2 years of the 12-team playoff, only one team out of the 8 have won. That's
yeah.
something to pay attention to. I don't think
No, for
that's
sure.
coincidence at all.
No,
So
I
that's
agree with
something
that.
that really might have to be looked at. If
So,
those teams are getting, I won't say unfair advantages because I mean football is football, but if it's giving if that other team has that advantage coming in playing a higher seed, having
mhm,
already came off of a tough playoff win, whether it was hard fought or not, they still played it. You know what I'm saying? So
mhm. You think that
that's
benefits them?
you say what now?
You think that benefits them?
I don't know. I mean
Like
it
playing that extra game and what I mean, getting what I
yeah,
mean, instead of sitting around kind of waiting to see who you're gonna play because you can't really prepare for a team until you know who you're playing.
yeah, one and
So,
seven in I mean, we gotta talk about it. I mean, I'm a big stat guy, and the facts and stats are that the teams are 1 and 7 in that, and with the higher seed in that second round. So I don't know. I don't know if being able to play a game in front of your home crowd and getting it, but Miami went on the road and beat Texas A&M, and then so I don't know what it is. I don't know. I just think it's an interesting fact that those teams with those first round buys are 1 and 7. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4 went out first round that they played last year, and then 2, 3, 4 went out the first game that they played in this year's playoff. Like that's something to look at.
yeah. What do you think, Justin? You think should they do away with the buys? It's kind of something that me and Jared discussed, like with the expansion of the playoff possibly next year. Do you think they should do away with the buys, or should it just be one team getting a buy, maybe two? What do you think?
No, I mean, I think they're going to end up messing this system up like they do every other system over time. That's just what they do. I think
So
the sample size, like I understand what Jared's saying, but the sample size is too small. I mean, you need more time to really process and see. I mean, football is all about matchups at the end of the day. I mean, even like the Ohio State game, like I ain't gonna say I was surprised Miami won. Not that I expected them to per se, but I also wasn't surprised that they won because of how they won. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
all these teams
yeah.
have, you know what I mean? They all have places that they can be exposed. It's just a matter of if that team's going to be able to expose them. You know what I mean? So I
Right,
think in a
right.
different matchup, I mean, these numbers can change real quick. So we'll see. I think now in 2, 3, 4 years, if we're still talking about a crazy number, like drastic like that, then maybe it's something to
Mhm.
look at. But I just don't think the sample size is big enough yet.
yeah. Something I wanted to point out. Did anybody feel like Texas Tech maybe should have been a lower seed? Like, because I went back and I looked at their record, like looked at their schedule, and I'm just like, I know the Big 12 is the Big 12, whatever, but like they didn't really play nobody, and every team that they played, like that was good, like that they struggled. Like
Yeah. I don't
I
know.
don't know, like they just
Watch a little bit more of it. For one, I've yet to sit down and say, "Oh, okay, Texas Tech is on. Let me watch this game."
yeah,
So I don't really know what to expect. And I mean, same for Miami. I didn't really even know what to expect from them. I knew our flaws and our deficiencies, but I wasn't sure like with Texas Tech. I hadn't watched the game, so I can't even honestly say what surprised me or what I thought or what I don't know. I didn't watch them, so.
like they're on, like um they lost to Arizona State, but
Mm,
I was looking at their record, like, okay, they played Utah. They whooped on Utah and they whooped on BYU twice, but BYU, we already seen what they were, like completely overrated. Nobody else, Kent State, Oregon State, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, West Virginia,
I watched
UCF.
I
Like, this
watched
is,
Texas Tech though, and if you watch, depending on the game you watch, you definitely can get the idea of like, oh man, this team could be legit. I mean, if we're gonna be honest, I mean, the country's still biased again with SEC teams. No offense, Alabama shouldn't have been in the playoffs to me. You know what I mean? Like, so there's teams that I've seen where I'm like, I don't think they've been good this year, but like my eyes tell me something different. Even like I said, Texas Tech. If I was going just off the one game I watched, I'll say I thought they played pretty well. Honestly, I can't even remember who it was that they
no,
played. Like
they've
it might have been
dominated.
it might have been Utah. Yeah, like they for real, like
I
they
watched
dominated. I'm like,
Like, I'm looking at like the score,
yeah.
67 points, 62 points, 45 points, 34 points. Like, they probably averaged 40 for the season easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see,
Like,
and I mean, I've seen some good things. I think even the game I think I watched, their backup quarterback came in, and he was doing his thing too. So it's like it's like all right, maybe Texas Tech is something. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
it's always different. I think when you get into a tournament with any team,
that's
that's a
fair.
different ball game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I was just looking, I was like, let me go back and look. Like, did
yeah,
they play? Have they been tested enough?
I
And like
no,
the team like BYU that we thought should have tested, it was like they spanked them like twice. Like, they're the same way.
yeah,
I was like, huh, okay, so I don't know. I was just felt funny, like especially like I was like, okay, let me see. Oregon is a different opponent, it's not somebody you see all the time. So
mm-hmm.
let's see. But to go to score 0 points and you've been putting up 40, 60, 60, 40 points like throughout the season, like I was like, all right,
And
Yeah. I don't
Oregon
think you're
is
crazy.
not a super
Yeah, I don't
super
think you're
tough
crazy.
defensive team either.
yeah, yeah,
They're more
that's what,
finesse than
right. That's what. Now, if it was a shootout, you know what I mean, and they lost by a
Yeah,
score or something, I'd been like, okay, but
Yeah,
like you get shut out by Oregon,
yeah.
like. So I was just kind of thinking, like, was anybody like looking at that kind of like suspect, like, was Texas Tech really legit, or you
yeah. I
know?
mean, you could question everything in retrospect. Like
Yeah,
I think, yeah. I mean, like you could question everything, and I hadn't seen enough of them to be like, oh yeah, they're legit, or they ain't shit. I don't know. I can't
I
call it.
question Miami being in it.
They
yeah,
clearly,
and you know what? And it was crazy too because we said the same thing. I was like, well, for them not to even play in the ACC championship, still
yeah,
Yep.
get in,
get
You
in.
don't let the ACC champion in, which that would have been Duke, which would have been totally crazy.
Yep.
But then you also got a Notre Dame sit on the outside looking in, and then you got a Texas team on the outside looking in. Probably the next two best teams, debatable between them, Vanderbilt, whoever, Missouri,
I wouldn't
whatever.
say
Who else you want to
Texas.
put after that?
I say
But
not Texas. Mm-mm.
no, no, I'm just saying though, like just ranking wise and just
Yeah, yeah.
so kind of looking at that, and I'm like, but I again, like Justin, you were here. We kind of talked about this. We was talking about the Tulane and the James Madison. I mean, I'm not really tripping on James Madison, but like Tulane, like that easily could have been somebody else and probably got a way more competitive game
No, for sure.
against Ole Miss. But then Ole Miss shows up again against Georgia. You know what I mean? They put 41 on Tulane, turn around, put 39 on Georgia. So I
That was a good game too.
it was a really good game, and I think they legit. But kind of catching up. Oregon, Indiana. Now we always got this thing talking about beating the team twice.
Mm-hmm. It's tough.
What do we think?
I know what I hope.
I know what you. I know what you.
I know what I hope. Jesus Christ, help me.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a good
yeah.
match. I think so.
That's gonna be so good. I hope it's good.
hope.
I'll say that.
If IU just blew the doors off of them, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Nah,
That-
but
That's the one thing I will say, Jared, is I have to agree with you there. The one thing that if that happens, I think it's just going to be IU is just they're just such a way more physical team, and I just think that they, like you said, Oregon being so finesse, it's one of those as we talk about it before in football. IU could go out there punch them in the mouth, and Oregon never recover. Like they could
Yeah.
just start beating them down. Like I could see that. But
It's
I think
crazy.
it's going to be a good game, though.
It's crazy. Like I feel like Oregon is closer to us than they are to Indiana. I feel like
I can see
we're a
that.
finesse team, but I feel like Oregon's a finesse team with some heart and better play calling.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less talent, but more heart and better play calling, which makes up for the talent gap for sure. So like it's
That's
gonna be apples against oranges. Oregon is the furthest from a punch you in the mouth type of team.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's really just gonna come down to can you force a turnover? Can you get IU to drop a snap? Can you get them to make a mistake? They haven't been making mistakes.
Yep.
That's
That's why
for sure.
That's why they're so hard to beat
Yeah.
because they don't beat themselves. So
They don't beat
At
themselves.
all.
mhm.
Because I mean we got an interception against them. All right, I think it might have been like a tip pass or behind,
Yeah.
but for the most part, they're not committing turnovers. They're not beating themselves. They're not committing penalties. They're just playing flawless football. And I mean, I don't know what he's done to that team, but
But I also too, like with that interception, like I think it happened early enough in the game that it didn't affect him.
no,
Yeah.
it didn't affect him at all. No, no,
Like
no.
it wasn't like a deciding factor. You know what I mean? It wasn't in the second half. It wasn't in the fourth quarter. It wasn't at a crucial time where
Oh,
maybe the
for sure.
momentum was changing. Like it was early. I think it was probably the first quarter of the game.
It
So,
was.
like you
And,
said,
and
I
on the
think they
flip
can
side of that,
recover.
we did stuff to we did things to beat ourselves, and they just didn't make the mistakes. Because y'all know I'm gonna talk about everything exactly how I see it unbiasedly. In a lot of that game, we outplayed them. It's just we couldn't convert short yardage. We couldn't make chip shot field goals, little stupid shit,
Yeah.
and they're just not doing any of that. And it's just like until a team can force that, I don't see how they lose.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. And Oregon's not a big turnover team. Like you said, they more zone than anything. They're not manning you up. They're not forcing you to make tough throws. Like it's more of a bend don't break. And like you said, if Indiana comes out and hits them in the mouth early, then like you said, they can fold.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely agree with that.
I'm also not a Dante Moore believer either.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'm not. And I
Okay.
think I could be my brain could be kind of warped because I actually seen him in high school. His
Okay.
high school team came to Warren and played Warren his senior year. And number one in the nation, super hyped up, and Warren beat the sleeves off of him. So initially, like before he even got to college, I'm like, okay, overrated this guy. I'm just not in high school. You expect to see certain things, and especially
Yeah.
knowing Warren like I do, I'm like, this isn't their best defensive team. They're not really that. I mean, they beat the doors off of them, and I'm just like, so initially, before he even stepped foot in college campus, I was like, I don't really know about this kid. So this could be an unfair, like something that's just in the back of my head.
Yeah.
But from what I see from him, even in college, it's like, okay, does he show some? Could I work with him? Do I think that I could, coach him? Or I think he can be coached or whatever? Sure, but they got him top 5 pick. I don't see it.
Well, that's because we all know that NFL has a history of overdrafting quarterbacks and
Yeah,
wonder why they keep going down the same stupid road and the same bad teams are bad and bad. Don't get me going down that, but long and
Nope.
short, the
Nope.
NFL is its own problem when it comes to that stuff. So just stupidity.
totally agree. Totally agree.
Same. So the other game, Ole Miss and Miami. I don't know. Do you want to say Battle of the Misfits? I don't know. Like both of these teams that had they own little turmoil as far as like we said, Miami probably not deserving to be in the playoff. A lot of people may think, and then
Mm-hmm.
of course Ole Miss with everything. Of course, you still talk about the Lane Kiffin stuff. I mean, but they're 2 games in without him playing probably better than he was when he was there. A lot of the players on the team have not committed to going through the portal or going to LSU. Probably wouldn't be nice to say that now, but the ones they have said no, they're committed to Ole Miss. You know what I mean? But once the playoff is over, then we'll
Yeah,
see
that's
how
when you
we'll see how that stands.
yeah.
I see this being a very good game, a good offensive team against a good defensive team. I think the playmakers coaching is definitely going to come into this game on the opposite ends of the ball. Can Miami make enough plays on offense without wearing out their freshmen or their young playmakers? And Ole Miss, like, can their defense hold against
Man,
the speed and the creativity of Miami?
if Ole Miss plays Miami, have we played Miami? Miami's gonna win. I mean, that running back, I never heard of Buddy. He was 5 yards, 6 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards. We watched it, Vernon. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
on
yeah,
tape
yeah. I
like I
was right
did.
there,
And
and all
then
we can do is just shake our head because it's like,
the soft coverage against Carson Beck, I could not understand it. My game plan would have been to make him throw down the field,
Mm-hmm.
and we just let him 6 and 7. I mean, we gave him that all game. 6 yard out route, 6 yard out route, 7 yard out route. And
no, for
it's
sure.
got to a point where their drives were the same thing. First down, pistol, hand it off. 5 yards. It just I don't
It
know.
did. It came very vanilla after a while.
I don't know what the strategy or the schemes were for that game. But I know Ole Miss probably is gonna do something different.
Be
If
very
I was a
curious.
defensive coordinator, I'm making Carson Beck go crazy. In order for y'all to beat us, he's gotta be nice. And I think he finished our game with 115 yards, maybe passing. Come on, man.
No, definitely was somewhere around there.
Yeah, so hopefully they
Uh,
watch that and be like, okay, so we're gonna have to press the receivers. Don't give him nothing easy. If he beats you deep, which he's not, so be it. That would have been my game plan, but I'm sitting on this with y'all. So
yeah, 138 passing yards. He was 19 for 26 in the touchdown. That's it.
19 for 26 for 130 something yards. That shows you I'm just taking what the defense is giving, and we were certainly given 6-7 yard pass attempts just every single, just wherever you want it.
Yeah,
To be 19 for 20, you said 19 for 26
yeah, 19 for 26,
for
one touchdown,
130. I mean, he's not throwing the ball
138.
down the field at
No,
all. He ain't throwing the ball down the field at all.
he just did enough to sustain drives here
Yep.
and there.
Get
Yeah.
the first down. Get the first down. They had 0 big plays from what I can remember. I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember them
No,
having any big
they
plays.
only had 291 yards total.
Hey, there it is.
Like, but no penalties. Not one
Yeah,
penalty.
I
No
want that.
penalties in the defensive touchdown changed everything. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
and
yeah.
we don't get penalties called against us at all. I think
Y'all only had 2, but I'm just saying. I'm just
we
looking
have.
at the
Well, I
differences.
was saying like for the other team that we're playing.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think we've had like 1 defensive pass interference against us in like 2 seasons, 2 complete seasons.
Mm.
So like we don't get calls. So I don't know. Y'all know I'm not about to sit here and blame the refs. I'm just
No,
laying out the facts. I mean, the listeners can just take that for what it's worth. I'm not. the refs aren't the reason why we lost. That's bullshit. But yeah. So for them
So
not
this
having
Ole Miss
Jimmy,
Miami team game, who do y'all see? Who do y'all, if y'all had to pick, who do y'all see coming out?
If Miami's to me, it's going to be if Ole Miss's O line holds up, Ole Miss is going to win. If
yeah,
Miami's defensive line applies the pressure and forces Ole Miss to play a different brand of football than what they like, Miami's going to win. Because
Okay.
Miami's already shown you they don't need Carson Beck to be great to win. Because if their defense can control the games, they can control. They can the time of possession and all that stuff. They can do that. He can dink and dunk. That's not going to be a problem. But like
And
Jared
more
said,
specifically, their D line.
yeah, it's all Miami's D line because they got some boys who can get after you up front. But
Yeah.
what Jared said is probably my biggest question is can they force Carson Beck to not be able to go for those 5 to 7, 8 yard passes and force him to actually start throwing the ball a little bit more downfield? If they can do that, I think Ole Miss can win.
And also not allow the running back to get, like you said,
Yeah,
5 to 7 yards every run too. So yeah,
I don't think Ole Miss is going to give that up. I will say that. I don't think they're going to give up that part of it, but I'd be curious to see if they press them enough on the outside to make them, instead of the soft coverages, make you make some plays. Be aggressive, and we'll see.
that's because Miami have a lot of playmakers. So like
Mhm.
they could throw short passes and expect their receivers and running backs to get a lot of yak.
mm-hmm.
So yeah. Now, like you said, if
I
they
thought the
press up
knowledge
on them
after
and
any
force
guy
them
was
to make throws and push the ball, like you said, push the ball down the field, you know what I mean? Brings the safeties into the box a little bit closer to the line and force them to put the ball in the air, force them to make some throws, some accurate throws. No, for sure, Ole Miss could definitely win that game. I think that's definitely a toss-up game between Ole Miss and Miami. Whoever really dominates the line of scrimmage can win that game. And I
yeah,
think it's probably a consensus that it's probably going to be Indiana, unless Oregon gets on Indiana. I haven't seen Indiana play from behind.
yeah,
That's probably
true.
something they're not. That's probably about the only thing they're not accustomed to kind of get them out their comfort zone. Maybe if you go up 2 touchdowns, you know what I mean, and get them kind of on their heels, where instead of them being on the offensive, they got to kind of be, you know what I mean, play
Get him
catch
to
up.
make literally get him to make a mistake.
Yeah,
You
but
know.
see, I think if you go up a score or two on them and they feel pressured, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
then you can force them to make a mistake if they press them to try to catch up. But if you give them the lead and they can kind of coast, like you said, they don't really have to push the issue. Then should yeah, but that'd be an interesting one too, because like you said, you kind of got history on your side too. It's kind of hard to beat the same team twice in the same season. So this will be their second matchup. So it's gonna be interesting. But Indiana's been defying history, you know what I mean, the past 2 years.
Defying capital D pause.
Defying.
And getting
But
some recruits in the portal. So,
man,
Uh,
recruits just waiting.
I mean, they see what they're doing. So, I mean, you got to.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, man, why wouldn't you want to go there and play for them?
Yeah,
Well,
my
I mean,
homeboy told me that a lot of the money that they had going towards the basketball team has went directly towards the football team. I don't
Why
know.
wouldn't it be?
I don't know how true that is, but because I mean we talk about it. We've talked about every game, for the past, well, every Ohio State game for the past 3 years or so. And so we were just talking, just like, well, how, like, what is happening? How is this happening? And he said he read something where a lot of that money that they were allocating towards basketball is going directly to football, so they have money to pay these guys. That still
Makes
doesn't
sense.
really explain Signetti having such a impact that he's had, but I mean, that definitely explains
I
them
but I
getting.
think once you start seeing, I mean, the coaching impacting the culture, you know what I mean, and
They
things
were
start
good as soon
shifting.
as he stepped on.
That's
Soon
what I'm
as he
saying. Like
stepped on
once you
the
see things
they were
start
pumping.
shifting, you know what I mean. You look mid-season, you know what I mean. 3/4 of the season last year, you're like, okay, we got something here. Now you get into
Mhm.
the off season, you start reallocating funds. Like, all right, we're gonna shift a little to some of this money, and then you start getting the donors, IU alums and stuff like that. Now they start pulling that money in because now, if I'm an alum, I'm not gonna just invest to invest. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
gonna invest once I see, okay, we got something going on here. All right, come on, look, I'll put my dollars behind that. So you get that too. Like we
If
see
I
what can
had to
happen.
guess, if I had to guess, there was an agreement before he even came to coach at IU. You got to think of how bad IU football has been. So I guarantee you, there was something put in place for him taking that position where a certain amount of the funds had to be allocated for him to be able to bring over the guys he was trying to. Because think about all the players he brought with him. He brought a good amount of guys
Yeah,
with
he
him.
brought a
So
lot on from James
yeah, he
Mason.
brought
A
a lot of
lot.
guys. So I think that there had to be some kind of agreement to allocate some funds there. And then once they saw the success he had that first year, I think it was just more of them like, all right, let's put some more money behind him and let's see how far we really can go with this.
Yeah,
So,
keep building it.
yep.
Yep.
Because once you start winning, the money gonna come in. So playing in these
Oh
bowl
yeah.
games, you're getting, the school's getting money for that. So like we're gonna make the money back tenfold if we just keep winning.
Yeah.
So especially make to the national championship,
That'd be huge, boy. If they win it all, jeez, boy,
it's over. It's
that's huge.
over.
My life is gonna be living hell.
Literally unlimited,
Man,
unlimited funds. So
if people could just learn how to chill with sports and like, I don't even say be humble because I feel like that's demanding, but just like be like sensical with it all, it wouldn't bother me so much. But it's just like all the people, bandwagon fans, just annoy me. How can you be so bad for so long and then you finally get good and you're not a humble fan and you just turn obnoxious overnight? That I just can't understand that, and that's the part that like that's why I want them to lose because it's just like I need everything to be back normal.
but I
Like
think also too, like once you're on loss for so long, like that disappointment sits inside of
well, I'm
you.
a Bengals fan, bro.
I
I
know,
know.
I know. So it just
Ain't
sits inside
nobody
you.
say.
So
Ain't
just
nobody say.
think about your frustrations, like when the organization, like for the Bengals, exactly, the organization hasn't been doing what they should be doing. You know what I mean? And then it's like
Yeah, I get that.
you
And
you can
nobody can
see what
say when
needs
we
to
went
be
on our
done.
run that I was obnoxious about it.
No, no, but
I
I
just took
think
that in stride. I was
these
like,
people are always been obnoxious. They just haven't had a reason yet.
oh, I feel that.
So
Maybe I'm just not an obnoxious person.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So you don't get it, but it's like when you've just been that fan and you've never been
man,
had a chance to be kind of obnoxious. It's like now that your team is doing something, it's like okay, I can actually be a fan now.
yeah, I can't. I can't. It's driving me crazy. I can't. When we went on that run to the Super Bowl, I was just chilling, like chilling. Like when we beat the Chiefs, like I didn't look at my phone for the Chiefs fan and just but that next year when we lost to the Chiefs, some guy just blew my phone up talking crazy. I'm just like, I must really have talked shit to me when my team loses tattooed on my forehead. I just be chilling. Can't nobody say that I've said anything obnoxious towards any of their teams, any stage of any level of sports, but they find me. They seek me out, boy. They find me. So
Yeah, but I mean, like again, like the way you handle it is the proper way. Like you kind of brush it off, and I think you
right.
realize that they don't like you. Like Ohio State has been prominent for a long time, so it's like
Mhm.
you can be a laid back fan when it comes to college football because there's nothing to you because you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Every 3 to 4 years, we're going to be competing. You know what I mean? If nothing else, at
yeah.
minimum, you know what I mean. Like you
That's
got
true.
these
Can't
teams,
say the same for the Bengals and the Reds though, or UC
yeah,
basketball. Like
but
all my teams are ass. All of them.
right. But even with that, like it's just there's some people you still got like fans like Arizona fans, like Carolina fans, like there's Jets
Yeah.
fans, like that are still obnoxious. You know what I
That's
mean? And have this hopeful obnoxious. Like you don't even have really anything to like, really root for, but you're still obnoxious. You get one
right.
trade and just go crazy. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
that's true.
So it's,
I'm pretty sure there were some
yeah,
obnoxious Bengals fans. How you could be obnoxious after getting your head stumped in for 30 years and you finally getting some
right. I kind
success?
of like I'm like, please go ahead celebrate. Like I'm not even gonna get offended because like there's
Yeah,
a very good chance in the next 2 or 3 years y'all could be right back to where y'all was.
and that's what I was thinking was gonna happen to IU because people forget week one, they beat Old Dominion like 27-13, 27-14.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, they're back. Whew, I can relax. You know what I'm saying? The IU that I know is back. Like we're good. All is well. And then they just start turning up. And then when they beat Illinois like 60 something or whatever, and I'm just like, oh shit, here they
Yep,
go.
63-10.
And
Yeah.
I knew it. And it's just like I knew there, I was just like, okay, we play Illinois too. There's no way we're gonna come close to beating them how you did. I was just like, I don't know. That's why nobody can say I even guarantee that win. over them in the Big Ten championship. Granted, I didn't care if we lost because I figured we were going to run into them in the playoffs again, which we see that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I just watch football, man, and whoever it is it is what it is. But uh, yeah, it's their time now. But I mean, I wish the fans would chill. Oh my God, they're driving me crazy.
Respect,
Woo!
respect. Well, y'all could definitely catch both of these games coming up this week. You got the Ole Miss Miami game first on January 8th, 7:30 on ESPN, and then you get IU and Oregon the next day on Friday, 7:30 on ESPN. So
Yep,
we'll be definitely talking about this next week, the results and preview of the national championship, man. So definitely gonna be exciting.
for
Moving right
sure.
along to the Grown Man's League, man. We finally to the playoffs, man. But of course, they call it Black Monday for a reason, man. We got coach firings. We're gonna start off with talking about some coach firings. A lot of firings. Justin, we'll start with you. I mean, unfortunately, your coach was fired. What do you think about that? How do you feel about that? I should say.
You probably cool with it.
Yeah, I don't bother me. I mean, the Ravens coach got fired, not my coach.
Right. Well, I mean, your coach is in the
I
team you
like
root
that.
for. Of course,
I
not
like
your.
that.
Come on.
um,
Facts.
but I mean, I think it was time. I'll be honest with you. I just think it's ran its course. People don't want to admit this, and I've been rocking with Lamar since early on in his Louisville days. So like it's not even about that, but I think he's maximized what he can do there. The rumor that I saw, which is if I'm Baltimore, I would have fired him too. I read two things, but one of them was he didn't want to get rid of Todd Monken as OC. He was pushing back on I
Mm.
wanted to get rid of the LC. So that's where ultimately I heard that why the firing even happened. I would have fired him too. Y'all know I ain't like Munkin since they hired him. Y'all know that.
Yeah,
So
facts.
he's been
That's
needing
true.
to go. And then I heard also he started to lose the locker room and had guys question. They say that about every firing though, so who knows how true
Yeah.
that is. So then I heard which I wouldn't be mad at this, but I mean we'll see. They've said that Ravens want to bring in Cliff Kingsbury for an interview.
That
And
might go
I like
crazy.
that. Yep, I like
He's an
that.
offensive guru.
He is. Yep, and I like that. So I mean,
Ooh.
even if you look at it, and I'm like, I ain't telling y'all nothing y'all ain't seen if you watched any Baltimore games. How many times this year throughout Baltimore's games did you say, why the heck did Derrick Henry not touch the ball more than 12
It's
times?
almost every week,
Almost
especially
Like,
in the second half.
yeah.
Like,
every
So like,
single one. Because
yeah.
even
So
even with that last offensive play before you guys kicked that field goal, I'm
yep,
just like,
hand it
that's
off to him.
that's still a decently long field
Yes,
goal.
hand
Why
the ball
not
off
hand
to
the
Henry
ball
and see if
off
he can get something.
and let him get 5 yards?
Yep, I agree.
so
I
When
agree.
Lamar took that knee, I was like, okay, they got it, but that's
I
still
hated
a
that.
that's a deep. I would have tried another play. That
100%.
was
it's
still a decently long field goal.
Yep.
especially in these some of these close games, like the Bills game, the Lions game.
It's all been
Um,
coaching.
yeah, the
All been
Vikings game. Like it was some games that was so close that if you know what I mean, like, and he didn't touch the ball in the second half hardly at all, especially in the fourth
Mhm.
quarter in crucial moments. Like this is what you bring him here for.
He didn't
and
play.
right.
I think the whole fourth quarter of New England's game, and even think
Yep.
about it. Even think about it in the game. Now, don't get me wrong. Baltimore made enough mistakes and some terrible plays. They shouldn't have been in the position, but it was. It's football, right? But
Yeah.
if I had to guess, Derrick Henry may have touched. There's no way he ran the ball more than 5 times in the entire second half. Now, how crazy is that? He had over 100 yards in the first half, and if I had to guess, I don't even know if he carried the ball 5 times in the second half.
It's
What, the New
crazy.
England
That's
game?
malpractice.
No, no,
That's
no.
malpractice.
Against Pittsburgh.
Oh, against Pittsburgh. Okay, okay.
And then my thing is, I know he's had some fumble issues, and like he's made up for some of the fumbles in the same game,
Mhm.
and then they still bench him
Yep,
down the stretch after he's already redeemed himself for the entire season, and they bench him.
yep. And they
I
refused to adapt. I mean, think about it. This was by far one of probably Lamar's worst years, whether it's been him being banged up. He never looked right this entire year.
Definitely
And
was banged up.
I mean, the injuries, he just I don't think he came into the season healthy. And they refused to adapt. Like, they still didn't run Derrick Henry and Keaton Mitchell and those. Like, they still refused to do that. And I mean, think about it. They were dropping Cooper Rush back throwing the ball. Like what are we doing? It's Cooper Rush. Like hand the ball off. What like. Yeah, so
Okay.
Baltimore, but they got to make some changes, man. So I'm not mad. I'll be interested to see who they bring in though, because I think they need a new culture change. The problem is, if I'm gonna be real with y'all, they won't do it, but they almost need a complete reset. But the problem is, you wouldn't be able to trade Lamar if he wasn't banged up and didn't play as bad this year. It would have been a lot easier to trade him.
Ooh, I think of Arizona. I think of Las Vegas Raiders would be all over that.
Only, well, it depends. I agree with you to a degree, but the problem is the
Coach
Raiders,
with too.
even with Lamar, you stink. The Cardinals are different.
I think it's a building piece, though. I feel like he's still young. I feel like
He
I
is,
think
but what we
I
talk
think he
about
can
though,
turn
Jared?
Vegas
When
up.
you
But
put,
you
when you,
also got to see who they bring in because they fired
yep.
their coach too.
But hold on, but think about what we talked about a lot though, Jared. He's on the last year of that deal, so you Gary had to pay him 60. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's gonna hinder what you can do around him. He can't go to a team that's trying to rebuild. He needs to go to a team who has some pieces that like Arizona would be nice. They got running backs, they got two good receivers, tight end that's real good, and you know how good Lamar is throwing to his tight end.
Mhm.
I think Arizona, yeah. The one team I said I really wanted to see him on, but it would just wouldn't happen. Is I said I think he would go nuts in the Colts offense.
That's why I was waving my hand like,
But there's no way. There's
Colts,
no
I
way.
feel
wait,
like the Colts are just always gonna not do that one thing that would just set
Hundred
them over
percent.
the top.
100%. But
They
because they traded their first round pick, for
yeah, we
sauce.
don't have a commodity. We will have to give up.
Yeah, it's too much they would have to give up at that point.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, can you imagine Lamar, a healthy Lamar running that offense? That'd have been tough. That'd have been tough.
But
Yeah.
just to take a step back to the
Healthy
Derrick
Lamar on
Henry,
any offense is just going crazy.
Yeah.
to
Like
take a
so,
step back to Derrick Henry real quick, I found the splits in the fourth quarter, either up a score or down a score. He only has 31 carries, and this is for the whole season. This
Yes,
is
I know.
31 carries for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Bro, you know how crazy it is? 31 carries for the entire year in the fourth quarter for a guy who, for his career, has been probably the best or one of the best fourth quarter
it
running backs.
gets better. Literally gets better with
It's
time.
better, literally.
Yeah, so yeah, I was able to find the splits. Yeah,
It's just like I wish that they would have like some kind of competition committee or board or something to ask
you go with this
questions.
again.
Like you should have to speak to why certain decisions are being made. Like the Bengals should have to speak to why you feel or how you feel that Zach Taylor is the best coach, to get y'all where y'all. These questions need to be answered. Why
Ooh,
are you not running Derrick Henry in certain
this
situations?
is even worse. I found this last 2 minutes in a half. So that's the first half or the second half. 12 carries for 28 yards.
That's
That's
now y'all mean to tell me that ain't crazy?
Somebody should have to answer for that. I'm sorry. Like
That's why.
victory margin. Wait a minute. It gets worse. Victory margin 0-7, 18 carries, 403 yards. Plus, if they're up 15 or more, 77 carries for 458. So you're running him more when y'all are winning than you are when you're losing. So that's those are the numbers right there. Like it's showing you like when you run him more, you win.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you run him less, you usually lose by a
that
score or so.
surprises anybody.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's just like looking at these splits, I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah. And
But
it
was
ain't
needed.
just been just last year. It wasn't just the year
No,
before.
no.
This has been Baltimore has been in Baltimore's way only. That's the only thing that's been in Baltimore's way for the past, I want to say at least 3 years. I'm sure Justin, you could probably go back further than that. But like I've just seen it too many times where Baltimore is just like, nah, I'm cool. Y'all got it. Go ahead.
Yep.
It's like you got things there, and it's just like get a wide receiver, please. Get
Oh man,
one. I like Zay Flowers. I like Zay Flowers. I like what he's doing. I like his speed. I like him in the slot. But like, get you a legitimate number one outside guy.
Yep.
And then when you do get, Hopkins can still catch the ball.
Yep. But they didn't use him.
That's what I'm saying. Like
They
in that
didn't use him.
direction,
I
you
don't
don't
get
use.
it.
Nope.
You
They never used him.
you go out and you do get guys and then you don't use them.
When Odell Beckham played, when he played that year with y'all, he
was
did
decent.
some things. He made some catches. He was decent.
But Baltimore said, no, let's
Now
give
we
Mark
good.
Andrews 3 years, 30 something $million and bring him back. I
Hey,
mean,
Myers, we just gonna make you the number one. Just fuck it. We just gonna
yeah,
make
like but that's
possession
what
receiver, a deep threat. We just gonna just throw you out there. You just it.
it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, man. I mean, like somebody texted me earlier and I told him, I said, and I could be wrong because I didn't go back and look at the numbers, but I said, in my time of just paying attention to Baltimore, I'm not talking about regular season because they're usually always a pretty good regular season team.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
just think about the playoffs. We haven't really seen him win in the playoffs. That's the problem. Like with Harbaugh, he doesn't win. You won one Super Bowl in what, the last 20 plus years, something like that. And don't get
18
me wrong,
seasons.
yeah, so it's like that's cool because yes, there's some organizations who haven't won. Like I get all that, but I think you have to keep in perspective. Some organizations are just going to be bad. Like I've heard you say this, Jared. Cincinnati's going to always be in Cincinnati's way. Ownership is bad.
Oh,
Like
yeah, for
Cleveland's
sure.
always going to be bad because they have bad own. Like so, there's certain teams you can't put in the same mix as like Baltimore. So for me, Baltimore, you can't go as long as he's been there and not have success
Have
in the
more to show for it.
playoffs. More than what more than what he's done, and think he should, still be there. They need a change because I don't think if he stayed, I don't care what they did in the offseason. I don't think they would have won anything, and they would have ended up just wasting another season. So I
Yeah.
think if
No.
they bring in a Cliff or somebody like that, maybe that helps. But they needed to get rid of the offensive coordinator. Y'all know I've been saying that, so that just is what
Yeah.
it is.
Is he gone or is he hanging around?
There's not a chance he stays.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. Normally, when you get rid of the head coach, you usually let their staff go
Plus,
too.
plus,
So.
if that rumor's true, he's the one they wanted gone anyway. And then
Mhm.
I saw
Oh, he's
somewhere. I think
definitely not gonna work with Cliff because
no,
Cliff can run that offense.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I want to say I saw something. A buddy of mine sent me said Tennessee wanted to interview Munkin for their head coaching job. I said, go
Mhm.
ahead. They've been bad anyway. Go
Who,
ahead
the
and bring them
Titans?
on.
Oh, that's
Huh?
right. They don't have a coach either.
Yep.
They had an
So I said,
immature guy.
Yeah.
yep. Go ahead and bring them
Arizona
on.
don't have a coach right now.
Nope.
Yeah, Gannon got
Raiders,
fired. Yeah,
Raiders,
Raiders, Pete
Cleveland,
Carroll, yep.
Cincinnati
Cleveland,
should not have a coach
the
right now.
Giants.
Falcons, Raheem Morris is
Oh,
That
gone
was
okay,
a
too.
bad.
Giants off though.
That was
Nah.
a bad firing. That was a bad firing to
You
get
think
rid of.
so?
Yeah,
Oh man,
Raheem
that's
Morris,
something I
yeah.
wanted to talk about. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That
he won.
is
I mean,
that
not only did he win the last four
crazy.
games. I mean, you got to think they were one game back of winning the division.
And your
Yeah,
franchise
they were
quarterback
nine
has
and
been
eight.
in and out of the lineup for 2 seasons.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and if we're gonna be honest, now that's a situation where again their offensive coordinator is terrible. If you ask me, their offensive coordinator
Because
is
Raheem is
terrible.
a defensive guy, right?
He's a defensive guy. He needed to get a new offensive coordinator that was going to really utilize the talent that they had there on offense. I don't think they did a good enough job exposing the matchups. We've seen. Think about some of the real good offensive coordinators that you talk about, all the quote unquote the Ben Johnsons and the McVays and all that. What makes them really good at what they do is they expose matchups. So
Right.
no matter who they're going against, they expose
Absolutely.
matchups. Atlanta didn't have that. Like he ran the pistol 99%. Why? Like I hate when teams have no versatility in their offense and all they do
Yeah.
is run out of one formation 99%. I hate teams that do that because
Little
it's just
same
it's
scripted
the same.
motion.
Yes, you're very predictable to me.
That's
There's
that's
only so
us.
much you can do.
That's us.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we be on. And
Cincinnati wins
we
because
don't
you do
exploit we
you have
don't
some
look for
elite talent.
matchups either. And it's just like, how do you not when you got the receivers we have?
No, 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 no.
Just it's almost like we don't
Yeah,
practice. Like we just I've never seen a team week after week just be so unprepared for the opponent. No matter what the talent level is, it could be the Browns, it could be the Chiefs. We're never prepared. We're never prepared. Like we're never prepared. Even some of the games that we win, we start off bad. We just look bad. We're just not prepared. We're not ready for what the other team is doing. We never can find a matchup and exploit it. But that's the coach that you just bring back again. Like they should have to answer to the league for that, man. I'm sorry. They
yeah.
always want to look into this betting and stuff. I don't see what who's to say Mike Brown is against the Bengals every season
Man, he
because what
got
you're
money.
putting out
He
there, you're
does.
you're
Yeah,
clearly not trying to win. The way you
Wow.
draft, the way that you don't sign free agents,
yeah.
like the way that you just run your organization, you clearly aren't trying to win. Like, investigate him for cheating.
Yeah, I'll definitely like that. You definitely got to invest in the front office. Like, get you a GM. Like, get
Yeah.
scouts. Like, get people to go out and build relationships so you can make moves when it's time to make moves. Like, instead of getting strong armed by your players, because that really looks like what you really be doing. Like,
I mean,
so
I don't
I
know.
got a question for y'all.
Yo,
With all the because I as you thinking about that, I think the only coach that I saw where I said I don't think he should have been fired was Raheem Morris. I can make an argument for what's his name, Stefanski in Cleveland.
eh,
I can make an argument, but not that it's whatever.
right.
But out of all those jobs, which one which one do you think is the best situation?
The best situation,
Yeah.
I think. What? Just between the ones you said, or just period?
No, the ones that are available.
I, I will always. I think to me the Ravens is the best situation because it's really you could come in and you really got to teach scheme. You ain't got to worry about really acquiring too much. You pretty much have what you need there as far as talent level. Like you said, maybe some receivers, but
Ain't no maybe. They need a
well,
receiver.
I mean,
They got it.
I'm just
They
saying,
have,
like
bro. They
Blair.
have no pass rush. That's another thing that people keep
Okay, but even that, I'm
in
just saying, like
Baltimore. How do you in 20 years you can't fix a daggone pass rush, man? Come on, man.
I look. Okay, well, let's just go Tennessee. You just drafted a quarterback number one overall, and you still don't have a quarterback.
No, we ain't talking about
Possibly.
them teams.
No,
We
no.
know. Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, if you're just looking at the other jobs, I'm just like, I mean, if we start from the top, I mean, you look at Arizona, okay, but again, like you got McBride, Harrison, Wilson, Sweat, Nolan, and Buda Baker. That's probably the pros of that. But
good foundation because they have a solid offensive line as well.
yeah, but again, like I mean, they're injuries. I mean, the same, whatever.
That's every team. I
Yeah,
mean,
but you look at the Raiders. I mean, outside of the number one pick, you really only got Brock Bowers and Gentry, like on the offensive side. You probably gonna have to move Max Crosby. So
not
you
probably they should. You can get
no,
a
I mean
Hall.
I'm just saying though, like that's probably you can't even consider him as part of the team. So
No, no,
like
no. But just think about the assets that you can acquire by trading Max Crosby.
yeah, I mean, but again, you got to bring in a coach who you're gonna be patient with and allow them to build the team and the offense and there's still some type of culture there.
Hundred
You know what
percent.
I mean? Because it's been a culture roller coaster. You know what I mean? Ever since they've been in Las Vegas, at least. Then you look at the Browns. I mean Miles
that's who I
Garrett.
like. That's who I
I
like.
mean, but they will have 2 first-round picks. So
That's who I like.
that's,
And they
that's
drafted
those are real good. Those are real good pros.
people are asleep on their draft this year too. They had a really
Crazy
good
good,
draft.
crazy good
Yes,
draft.
They had an elite Mason Graham, Schlesinger. You got Shador. I really think he can be that guy. You got Harold Fannin.
Yep,
They had a really good draft, and they get
really
two
good draft.
first rounders this year.
And
I'm looking at
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah didn't even play this year because he was hurt.
yeah.
hey, they had an elite draft.
So,
Elite
but with
draft.
that, you got to with that job. The only thing is you got to come in and you can't let the front office get in your way. You got to kind of come in. It got to be somebody with some backbone in Cleveland.
He didn't get the GM didn't get fired too.
No, I don't
That's
think so.
surprising. Might
Did
be
he
Yeah,
on
not?
the lookout for
no,
that.
no.
Maybe,
I'm
yeah,
actually
maybe
looking at it. Browns GM says new coach will have say in quarterback decision. I'm looking at it right now. So they didn't get rid of
right.
their GM. So
Mm.
that's what I mean. Like whatever coach takes that job, you got to come in with some backbone and probably somebody with some history too, who's been around the league for a while. Because anybody else, newcomers, then you got to have somebody who's going to halfway stand up to the front office and fight for the players.
Front office ain't gonna hire you if that's the case. You gotta remember
That's what I'm
that's
saying. Like that's why I said they probably need somebody that got some years in who, you know what I mean, have kind of like a proven
I
record.
like
And
I
something to
like
say.
Clint with the Browns.
I do too.
Yeah.
That
Yep,
would
So
be hey, they got some pieces, man. They just
they
then
do.
you
the
talk about
no, go
draft,
ahead.
you talk about what they already have. Then you could possibly flip Dylan Gabriel to something if
Yep,
somebody might want to take a
I think
chance
so.
on
Mhm.
it. Las Vegas might want to give him a try. You might can flip that into something. And then also You got the best defensive player, one of the best defensive players damn near ever,
Yeah, but
on your field. You still got Denzel Ward. I don't know what Njoku's situation is. He got him at tight end. They got pieces.
John
Like
Grant
they
held
got.
shit. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
if I'm got to pick, I'm looking at that Cleveland job. Like, okay,
100%.
But
especially
but then we can but then we gotta also look at the Atlanta job. Like they have
yeah,
all the young, they have all the young talent. You look
The,
at Bijan,
I'm
you look
in
at
on
Drake, you got Bijan and Drake London, so that's your running back and your number one. You know what I mean? Like you got on defense, Pierce Jr., you got Walker, Dolores Harrison, like was Watts. He had 5 picks this season. Like it's
Xavier
a they got a
and then
lot.
Jake Terrell. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's the reason why I asked you that though, Vernon, because
but I'm just thinking that
you
all
said
of them.
Baltimore, and in my head I'm like,
Well, my
they
thing is
they,
like,
they ain't even in my top 3 in terms of jobs I would want.
well, my thing is a lot of these other teams you're gonna have to come in and kind of like you really gonna have to build because they're so young and it's been so much instability. So I think it depends on what type of coach. Like if I'm looking at myself as a coach, give me some vets that I don't have to coach up so much. I can kind of instill my scheme because I think the Baltimore is really it's all like you said, they were stuck in that hardball. I don't want to say but just that hardball scheme. And like you said, bringing in bad coordinators, you know what I mean? And I think that was kind of the Ravens' problem. Like, but a lot of these other teams, you're gonna have to do a lot. It's a lot of young guys that you're gonna have to coach up a lot. And unless you bring in it's like proven coaches that you know what I mean, like I like Baltimore because it's kind of a win now situation. I don't think anybody else is really ready is built to win now out of
I
these
think Cleveland
jobs.
is. I think
I,
Cleveland is, and I think Atlanta can win right now
I,
too.
I, but I'm talking about like could go all the way right now. I don't think Cleveland is going all the way right now. Like you have to commit to a probably a rookie quarterback because you're gonna have to be
There's
done
gonna
with
be
Deshaun. You're gonna have to you're really gonna have to commit to Sanders if nothing else
but
or
you're going to have
Gabriel.
a veteran available, and I mean, I don't think there's an issue with quote unquote because I don't think you have to commit to Sanders or Gabriel. I think if the next coach that comes in is going to be open competition in Cleveland. I
Right,
mean, that's what you do.
but
You
I
bring in
mean,
a quarterback and you add those 2 first round picks to what Cleveland has. I mean, think about it. Cleveland won 5 games with their roster this year, man. 5 games. That's a lot of wins for a team
yeah,
that just was
but that
always.
but that was also I think too a lack of committing to probably the best quarterback. You know what I mean? It was so much BS going on in the organization all
Got to
around
do
these,
your
these
due
quarterbacks.
diligence.
Yeah,
Got to
that's
do
what
your
I'm
due
saying. You know
diligence.
what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like you got 5 quarterbacks on your roster. You know what I mean? And clearly the best available. You just BS'd around. You probably could have in the NFC North. You probably could have competed. You probably could have competed for the playoffs. You know what I mean? Or the division. But you BS'd around the beginning part of the season when you probably could have stole 2 or 3 more wins if you'd have played. You know what I mean? Probably played Sanders
I don't think
from what it
Sanders
looked
was
like.
ready at the beginning of the year. I
I'm just
think I
saying,
think
maybe. I'm
it's
just saying.
hard
That's why I
to.
said maybe. I'm just saying, but like all the turmoil, the up and down, the Flacco to Gabriel to finally Sanders, and you know what I mean. All of that, like y'all doing too much. Y'all really should have locked in. Y'all really should have locked in. And like I said, that probably would have been a more enticing job. But like right now you got to kind of go in and kind of establish yourself, and then the most important position on the field, you got to now have another open competition because we started off last season with open competition between 5 quarterbacks or whatever, or 3 quarterbacks. Like we now we doing this all over again.
Yeah,
So
but open competition isn't a bad thing.
no, I'm not
It's
saying it's a bad thing, but it's like at what point? Like that's what I'm saying. You got to come in and commit,
yeah,
and you
but you
can't
can't
let
commit
you
to being
can't let the front
bad.
because the front office clearly had some say so in what was going on the field.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously was a disconnect probably between the coach and the front office and what they wanted to do. But at the end of the day, that's not going to be the case because there's not going to be another Shador situation, right? So
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I
that's
mean.
not going to happen. But so really, at the end of the day, if you get and I'm be real, you get the right coach in there, they can go get daggone Mac Jones and probably compete in that division next year with the right scheme because they have weapons, they have things in place, and that defense can be elite. I mean, 2 first-round picks and other draft picks that they can bring in, plus they're gonna have some cap space. Man, you can do a lot when you ain't paying a quarterback all that money. You
Mhm.
can do a lot. You can make a lot of moves. So
No, I'm not
there's
questioning that.
yeah, I
But
mean,
we
so
also but we also this is probably the best draft the Browns have probably ever had. Because we've talked about them fumbling, draft picks and players in the past, mainly at the QB position. But that's what I'm saying. If you come in and commit to that, then okay, we ain't got to worry about QBs in the draft. Now we can go after what we really need. You know what I mean? Another
yeah,
receiver because
They
you
can hit it
got
how they
Judy, but
did.
that's really all you got.
They'll
Like
be all right.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, you if they do it the right way, and like we just stated that Cleveland's one of them organizations that hey, look, it's right in front of you. They end up doing something randomly dumb.
plus you got to remember they're on win now. So this whole idea that you're having as far as this is going to take time, they don't have time. Miles
You
Garrett
think
is not
so?
a 22.
Oh
Miles Garrett's
yeah.
not a 22-year-old pass rusher.
No,
Miles Garrett is in the last probably 4 or 5 years window that he has in
Hey,
terms of being that
he
elite
knows
guy.
but
his
that's what I
territory.
mean by you got to come in. That's why I say I feel like it has to be an established coach that's not going to let the front office, like you said, mess up this window.
But like what Justin said though, that's not going to be a problem because they're
No,
not going to bring in nobody that they don't align with. So I
yeah,
don't even think you
Uh,
gotta. They're not even going to
that's
give
not
you.
going to be
They're
an
not
issue.
going to hire you if
Yeah,
your principles don't align. So I think that's a problem. That in theory, I think we both understand what you're saying, but with them being able to hire a coach, they're not going to hire anybody that they clash with. Like
no,
that's
no. Mm-mm.
yeah. I don't see that happening.
I just feel like Cleveland's front office has had too much of an impact on the field to a sense where it's been detrimental to the team.
I don't disagree with that, but I think this is their chance to do it over.
That's
And
why I say, and I hope they
I'm
do.
pretty sure they're going to discuss the quarterback. They're going to discuss all that
everything, yeah,
before
everything.
they pick a guy for sure.
So yeah, but I mean, like I said, me personally, I'll probably look at like I said, Baltimore first because I think they're just more win ready now, and then probably Atlanta second, just
Okay.
because they're young.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Brown. It sounds crazy though, but I'm probably going Browns over Atlanta.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
sounds it
I'm
sounds
going
I agree
Browns
with it
first.
sounds crazy, but
But it don't when you break it down though, Jared, for
yeah,
real.
yeah. When you go through all of it, from the outside looking in, of course, Atlanta sounds like but when you start looking at different things, like 2 first rounders coming off of the year that they had in the draft, this past draft,
Yep.
I mean, if they get, then it gets to a point where just look at what you need. If they can just get a dog wide receiver, maybe a guy on the offensive line or two, where's their
Hmm.
weakness? Defense is cool. Defense is straight. Then,
And I
I
still
kind
think
of
they're gonna bring somebody in on that defense. That's the crazy thing. I think
that's wild.
you
That's
want to know who I
wild.
think they're gonna go after?
Who's that?
Caleb Downs.
Man, they got him projected to go to us, but I love Caleb Downs, but he might just be too small for what we need.
You think
We
so?
need a dog.
Yeah.
He's good. He's a dog, but I feel like we need somebody bigger than that. Like we need
See,
a
Cleveland already got that bigger safety with Grant Dale Pitt.
yeah,
That's why I think they go. I think that they could go that way because of
yeah,
Downs' skill set. I think it actually it'll kind of balance out
yeah.
what Grant Dale Pitt where he ain't
Yeah, I
necessarily.
would almost want to see him do that route. I don't like my chances with Caleb Downs trying to tackle Derrick Henry, and
Yeah,
that's our
I
weakness.
understand
We
that.
need somebody that's a sure tackler.
Yeah,
I love Caleb Downs, but he is a true tackler. I just don't know about the NFL. His size kind of scares me.
yeah, I understand that.
But so I wouldn't mind him going there, and if we could get a Bane from Miami,
Miami, yeah,
we need a dog on anywhere on the defense, anywhere. I mean, it
yeah.
could be a corner, safety, linebacker,
You
inside,
just need a
interior,
guy.
out there. We need a dog somewhere,
Yeah,
anywhere. We're going to be a way better team. If we
yeah,
could have had maybe 3 crucial third down sacks this season at any point, we probably could have did something.
yeah.
So we just need a dog somewhere. Love Caleb, but like man, his size just kind of scares me.
You understand?
Or a team that just can't nobody on the team can tackle. Adding him, I don't really like that for him or for us.
I understand that.
That's fair. All right, well, I mean, let's look at this playoff picture, man. If I can pull it up. So in the NFC, we got Green Bay and the Packers, Green Bay and the Packers, Green Bay and the Bears, San Francisco and the Eagles, Rams and the Panthers, and Seattle gets the bye. And then the AFC, we got Chargers at New England, Buffalo at Jacksonville, Houston at Pittsburgh, and then Denver gets the bye. So, first round, man. Who? Let's start with the NFC, man. Green Bay and Chicago. Who we thinking?
That's a toss up to me.
Give me Chicago. I feel like the Green Bay Packers have underachieved all year. Like even the game against the Ravens. Of course, I'm quietly rooting for the Ravens per usual, especially if Bengals eliminated. It's all Ravens. But I don't understand how you give up that many points to the Ravens without Lamar. That's crazy. They've had a lot of performances that's kind of like, what?
Yeah.
Like, and then losing to the Panthers, like I'm just like, huh? But I really like what they got going on in Chicago. I think Caleb Williams is going to be one of the ones.
Yeah, I think he's going to be right. But think about this, though. When you say that, though, Jared. Carolina also beat the Rams when the Rams was
That's true. That's true.
I think Carolina, again, I'm not saying that it's because that's a rematch, obviously in that first round. But Carolina's that team that they have weeks where you'd be like, Bryce Young threw for 350 and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, for sure.
So I don't know. That's going to be a good game. My biggest issue with Chicago is although the defense gets turnovers, they're not very good, and their offense has been known to sputter at times, where they have weeks where they don't score. And
who is this?
The Bears.
Okay, yeah.
They have weeks where, they've gone out and they've put up 17 points, 20 points. It's like, all right, I don't know if that's going to get it done considering the defense you got. You know what I mean? So that's the part that works.
That Lions defense that's not really a good performance. That's
a terrible performance. Yeah. Yeah,
that's a terrible. Yes, Lions defense.
Yeah, I mean they've lost everybody on their
true. Definitely. I should have said that. My apologies. I definitely should have made everybody was injured, but they just weren't playing good basketball down the stretch, and for them to only score 16 against them. Granted, it's a game that didn't mean anything, I don't think, but he played, so I think that the most incredible stat about Caleb Williams, that the part that I'm rocking with, is he only had 7 picks this year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like that stood out to me more than anything. He doesn't really turn the ball over a whole lot. Mm-hmm. And somebody with his ability to create and extend plays and you're not turning the ball over a lot, that's a good formula to have for sure.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So
I would say that's a 50-50 for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm definitely saying 50-50 too. Because when Green Bay play well, they play really well.
Yep.
I don't know if I've seen it enough.
That's the only thing. Is it depends on what Green Bay team show up. So no, I'm definitely with that. I'm definitely 50-50 with that, but I'm gonna lean a little more the Bears' way. San Francisco and Eagles.
I'm gonna go San Fran.
I'm gonna go Eagles.
Man,
I can't disagree with the Eagles.
They got there's so much animosity with this team, with these teams. Like they've been having a little rivalry going on. So, man.
And it's hard for me to go Eagles.
Yeah,
But I just don't. I don't know how San Francisco has won. The games that they've won. That's part of my problem.
They're like decimated on defense.
Yeah, like they're decimated on D. And I said this, and I don't know what the total number ended up being. But I said, if I'm Christian McCaffrey, I'm going back for another raise. They're going to force that man to retire. He's had to touch the ball over 400 times this year, easily.
I wouldn't doubt it.
He almost had 1,000 yards receiving and rushing, bro.
Yeah. Now, yes, but his rushing was terrible. His averages were terrible on the ground. So I'll be curious to know how many.
Well, he averaged almost 4 yards a rush, 10 TDs.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't think
3.9 is terrible, bro.
I mean,
that's not terrible.
It's terrible.
I mean,
3.9.
not when you also had 102 catches and averaged almost
Yeah.
10 yards a catch. Like,
the amount of catches
I mean, I'm
that
just talking about.
was
I'm
on
just thinking
par
about
for.
touches. So yeah, when you talk about touches, yeah, 413 touches.
Jeez. Oh my
What I
goodness. Yeah.
always go by average of first down and 3 carries. I feel like if that's you unstoppable. If you averaging 10 yards per every 3 carries, hey, even if you right at that mark, I feel like that's a productive running back. Because I mean,
I'll say I'm not saying he's not productive. I said as
mm,
a rusher, he just was. Now I'm not saying it's all him because I think Christian McCaffrey is good. He just think about it this way. I just hit this thing. Now, granted, it's at a high level. I'm not diving into it, but
Mm-hmm.
3.9 tied him with the 39th best average in the NFL.
wow, I didn't
That's
know that. You could
yeah,
have
that's
stumped.
bad. 3.9 is bad, man.
That's
That's bad.
crazy.
I mean, I
There's no I.
almost.
There is no I mean. I'm not. I'm
But
not
no,
doing
I'm just saying though. Like, but when you also, like I said, when you also have 102 catches,
it.
also.
Yes. What does catching have to do
No,
with
I'm
your
just hear me.
body?
Like I a lot when you gotta also just, oh my gosh. Like, bro, do you not realize like what catching 102 balls is? Like that's a lot of workload on a person too. So to average ask him to average maybe 6 yards a rush when I'm
Nope, not
almost
as
averaging 10 yards a catch also, like that's a lot. Like, so for
okay.
I'm just saying for him, I think we have to grade him differently as a running back because I bet you none of those other running backs probably even have 60 catches on the season. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just looking. The workload is different. So if you're gonna dock me for what I mean a yard, maybe a yard and a half per rush less, then give me a benefit of the doubt because I also doubling the catches of any other running back and probably most receivers too.
So you have shifted the entire conversation. Me saying he's not an efficient runner, he has not been an efficient runner, has nothing to do with his production as a receiver.
But
Nothing.
I'm saying that one could have an impact on the other. That's all I'm saying. Like 39, like kind of what Jared was saying when if you're getting almost a first down every 3 runs. So you're basically if I hand it to you 3 times in a row in a possession, you
You
can
move
move us down the field. You can get us a
But
first down in 3 carries.
to Justin's point, though, looking at these numbers, that's the bottom third. And I didn't know that.
yes.
Growing up playing football, I'm thinking, hey, if you can average a first down, then you good. I mean, obviously, we're not saying that he's sad. I mean,
No,
shit, he
not at
No,
all.
no, no. I'm
Here,
not saying y'all saying that either.
let me give you an example, just going off of your logic, Vernon.
Mm-hmm.
He averaged 3.9. Bijan averaged over 5 yards a carry, and he caught 79 passes.
Okay, cool. That's still what 30 something. How many touches did he have running the ball? How many candoffs did he have?
I have to go back and look, but
I'm just saying. So I'm just saying. Like I'm not giving him an excuse. I'm just saying when you're
you're
comparing
making an
workload,
excuse. So okay, so
you're comparing workload.
Why wouldn't Bijan be closer to the bottom?
Why wouldn't he
Because
be closer? Go ahead.
I guarantee you his total numbers were a lot higher than some of the other guys. So
That's still.
why isn't Bijan at the bottom
I didn't say yet. Where is he at? Was he number one?
in terms of
he
what?
had 287. He's fifth in tied for fifth in yards per carry. And as far as attempts go, he is down, 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 down. God damn, hold on. What did it say? 287. So yeah, he's fifth in attempts. So yeah,
Yep.
nah, it's very comparable situations.
Okay.
Christian was second, and Bijan is fifth in carries.
And Bijan, how many catches? You say he had 70. How many
79.
catches?
79.
79 for how many yards? What he's averaging per catch?
I don't know. I had to go back in because you're really starting to try to dig now. So
No, I'm just saying if we comparing apples to apples, because he's averaging
but
Chris
there's nothing
McCaffrey.
else. He's averaging 10.4 a catch.
Okay, so
And McCaffrey's
almost
averaging
almost,
9.1 a catch. So
almost
again,
comparable.
you're not all
I said
okay.
something. It is. It's almost comparable. Yeah. I
It's
mean,
more
it's
than
still,
comparable. Bijan's numbers are better in both. You just proved
they
my
are.
point for me.
They.
He's averaging more per catch and more per rush. A lot
Okay.
more per rush and a
Got it.
lot more per catch.
Okay.
I'm going off of your logic now.
A lot more per catch. 1 yard more per catch.
Is that not a lot in football terms, Jared? You the stats guy. Is that
I
not a
mean,
lot?
it's decent. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
That's
With a 30
I
with
average 5 yards a carry.
almost one game of less carries. So he got 30 more carries. So if you had 30 more carries on the Bijan, does that average change? Does that rushing average change?
Yeah, I mean,
to
if he stays
3.9.
at the same rate, then nah.
No.
Okay.
And it ain't dropping to 3.9.
Okay. Cool. How many yards did Bijan had this year rushing?
No, it's way more than
No, I'm just asking. I don't know. I don't have his numbers in front of me. I'm just asking.
1478.
Rushing
Just 14? Oh, just 200 more.
1478. So he had, and then
200 more than Chris, well, 280 more.
almost 276 more.
Yeah.
Christian.
Okay. So Christian McCaffrey had a down year.
Christian had 10. Bijan had 7. That's just on the ground.
Christian had 7 touchdowns receiving. So
how many Bijan have?
4.
Okay. So yeah, it's comparable.
They both dogs like shit. So
I mean, he said Christian should ask.
Shocking that Chase Brown,
if this is the case, then
it's shocking that Chase Brown had more yards per carry than Christian McCaffrey, though. I would have took that one to the bank for sure.
But he wasn't even the only one that had tripped you out, because that's wild. But you know which other one would trip you out though? Like when you think about that, when you start looking at and you look at what's his name, Kenneth Walker from Seattle, like guys like that, it's like, dang, like there's quite a few running backs in the league who I did not think had better averages, or even from that standpoint, who had better averages than McCaffrey. And again, this is not saying McCaffrey's a dog. I like McCaffrey. You trying to twist it to make it sound like I said he ain't good. No, McCaffrey's a dog.
I haven't said anything. I was just talking about his numbers.
Oh, Lord Jesus. All right.
I didn't say you said anything.
Look, it's getting late. It's about time for me to go at that point. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shout out to Travion Henderson, boy.
My
dog. He tough. I've been knowing.
Yeah, we kind of talked about him like not being used.
People woke up on that screen pass against Texas last year, and I'm just like, Brad nigga's been doing that for 4 years. Like, he's cold. He only got 100. He only got 180 carries and came 90 yards short of 1,000. He cold.
Yeah,
he's one of the ones. 9 touchdowns.
Yeah, he did his thing.
Yeah, nah. Every time I seen him, he was making plays. Yeah, he's making plays. So they got something there.
Taylor too, tough season. He went crazy. He kind of cooled off towards the end, but the end with your team 1-7 and you still get 1,600 yards on the ground, tough. 18 TDs, tough. I wonder who's gonna get the nod for All Pro running. But there was some decent seasons running.
All right, James Cook.
Yeah,
he won the title.
12 TDs.
You want to know?
I don't know. I mean, shit. You might give it to Jonathan Taylor still, or
Taylor
had
18 touchdowns. Yeah. You want to know what's so wild though? If Baltimore had just ran Henry a little bit more, he would have won the rushing title.
He was really close. I'm about to say he was really close.
26 yards behind.
Yeah. So just think, if they just gave him, part of me says, I wonder if they didn't run him because there was a bonus attached to that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, like for real, like
at all.
It'd be stuff like that going on, man, and I'll be like,
we don't even think about, you know what I mean?
Nope. And also, shout out to all these guys for playing the entire seasons.
Yeah,
the entire season. Yeah, there's not many guys. I'm looking at the top, guys. There's a lot of guys that played almost all the games.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So shout out to that too. I don't think we really had no real massive injuries from the running back position this year. Mario Hampton, Bucky, Irving, missed some. Chargers, they've been on a struggle bus with
their entire offense.
J.K. Dobbins, he ain't gonna ever get away from.
And he's so good when he plays, though. Man, J.K. is so good when he plays. So
Like I hate how things is happening for him. But he's still, I
Yeah.
mean, he's keeping a job, whatever. But yeah, shout James Cook, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, Bijan, Kyron,
Mhm.
Jameer Gibbs. That's who I really like too. Jameer Gibbs,
Yeah.
McCaffrey. All these guys played at all 17.
Yeah.
That's what's
I mean, a lot of these guys even playing 16. That ain't even bad.
no,
I
it's
mean,
not at all.
missing one game.
It's with the way the injuries be going is going
Yeah, yeah. Man,
to
that's what
have
I'm
all
saying.
the
Like,
way he
even
has
missing
to
one
play
game, yeah.
every single game is impressive rather.
Yeah. Very
And a
well said.
lot of these guys are touching the ball, shoot, 200 plus times. Like, it's
Yep.
resurgence of the running back position. Hopefully, start getting paid like it.
Yeah, you got to think you had 21 running backs touch the ball over 200 times, and the guy who was
Hmm.
22nd touched it 196 times.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah,
So
that's
like
what
you
I'm
said,
saying. That's
a lot of value coming back to the running back position for sure.
for sure, for sure. All right, man. Well, what we defunded, man.
Man, these coaches leaving in this portal. Oh man, it's just getting out of hand. I like and I ain't trying to extend this conversation because I know we all got to go. But bro, they got to do something about these coaching changes. I'm not one to blame, but I find it awfully coincidental that Ohio State scored all those points all season. Our coach takes, our offensive coordinator takes another job, and then all of a sudden we scored 24 points in the two most important total in the two most important games of the season. Find it a little hard to believe that our offensive coordinator being somewhere else mentally didn't play a role in that. But I digress. Pick
I agree.
wait till the season is over. It's almost like I almost look at it like relationships. You know how they say you lose them how you find them. Why
Hmm.
do you even want a coach that doesn't fulfill his obligation? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you even want that energy?
That's fair.
Because you getting them. Oh yeah, cool. We got our guy. He's leaving his team all to hell with them. Who's to say he ain't gonna do that to you? Why would you even want that energy in the air? So they gotta fix it. Just bro, just
But I
hire.
think I think now I think now they accept the disloyalty that gonna come with college football from now. When you put money in there, like it doesn't matter now.
It's an
Like
absolute mess. What if Ole Miss goes on to win a national championship? I mean, it's like
I
Lane
mean, I
Kiffin.
think it still counts with like
What would
You
you would
don't.
you do
No, it
like
don't. You didn't
doing
coach him
what?
in the playoffs at all. Nope.
Yeah, what are you trying to
I'm just
do?
saying I think they go I mean, I'm just saying like on his resume.
No, no way. No
Okay.
way.
Okay.
Because to Jared's point, my thing is this. I don't like it because let's say I'm hiring one of these coaches, I want you to go coach in the playoffs because if you
Right,
win a national championship, I can sell that.
right.
We got the coach from the national champion Ole Miss coming. Like, yeah, I want
Yeah.
you to go coach.
You've experienced what it's
You can
like to
sell,
win.
yeah,
That's like adding on to, your resume.
yeah.
Like
I don't
my money, that month that $7 million that I was gonna pay you anyway gonna hit way differently if you're going to win a championship.
100%, 100%.
I don't get it.
I don't understand the logic behind that personally.
I'm
So
not hiring
and I'm
nobody until his
no,
season is over. And
nope.
if my guy, the guy that I want season ain't over, then I'm gonna just chill.
And to your point, Vernon, if Lane Kiffin gets credit, and let's say they won, and Lane Kiffin gets credit, that's a huge flaw, and that is a travesty to football within itself. To give
He's
somebody
gonna
credit for winning a national championship who did not coach the team at all in the
it's
playoffs.
gonna look bad on him if he even accepts it.
Oh, facts,
Like
facts.
I couldn't even bring myself to
No,
even accept
no, no,
it,
no, 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 no,
ring or whatever that comes along with it. If I
no.
left them before they took part in the
Yeah,
playoffs,
no, no.
they gotta fix it, man. They gotta fix it. They have to. So yeah, that I'm defunding coaches and players and all this leaving before the season's over. It's just it's nasty work, man. I don't like it.
I agree.
I'm with it. I am with it. Oh man. LSU pays Lane Kiffin all his college playoff bonuses, no matter
Fools,
what happens with Ole Miss.
fools,
Like
And if
bunch of
they win the
fools,
championship, he gets extra $1 million.
yeah, that's corny. I mean,
bunch of
I
fools.
it's corny. It's,
Yeah,
it's all of it's just cheesy to me. You just got money to waste, and you just gonna make it throw some glitter on you wasting money. I don't like it.
Yeah,
Shout out to
like
Lane Kiffin though. I ain't
that's
mad
what
at
I'm saying.
him.
I'm just used to, like I said, I'm used to the disloyalty now. Like it's gonna be that. No, as soon as they announced NILs and all that stuff, loyalty went out the window. Like
True.
they're
True.
not playing. They're not playing. They're not playing for nostalgia or what I mean, the love of the team or none of that. They're playing for money. So like, and I think Deion said it best. Like these kids are moving around for financial opportunities. Like it's not about it's not about the game solely. So, which you can't be mad at these poor college kids for doing that, and
Not
these coaches either. Like it happens in the NFL. Like a lot of these teams are still paying 3 or 4 head coaches. So
man. Wow. Wow. Yeah, you're right. Wow.
So,
Or
like, I'm
still
not
paying.
saying like we don't say that in the NFL when the coach leaves or gets fired or whatever, like, or you know what I mean? Like, they gonna
I
get
mean,
paid
there's
until they get
quarterbacks
another head
still getting
coaching line.
paid from 3 teams ago, like still getting bread. Like, yeah,
Like
yeah, you're right.
teams that's
You're
honoring
right.
contracts that this player wasn't even on their team when the contract happened. You know what I'm saying? So
Only difference I will
it's just
say
in
is
college now. So
only difference I will say is in the NFL, those players didn't have a choice. They got traded or released or something like
no, for
that.
sure. And a lot of time the coaches got fired. So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. So a little bit different, but I ain't mad at nobody for going to get their money. So go get
no,
your money.
hey, it's out there. The
Yep.
college has been eating them, been
Eating
pocketing the
off
money
them
for years
forever.
now. Yeah, so shoot.
Yep.
Why would I be
Agreed.
loyal to them? They ain't loyal to me. They hadn't been loyal to us. Look at what we had to go through to even get to this point. So I'm not mad at it. Leave. Go get your money. Go do what's best for you and your family. Who say you gonna make it as a pro? Who says, you know what I mean, you ain't gonna get some kind of crazy injury? You know what I mean? Shoot. Hey,
Yep.
go get it while it's getting as good. Everybody get $1 billion. I'm with it. I'm with it. Uh what we got? Anything boxing coming up, man, early this year, man?
Yep.
Anything we need to look out for?
Yep. January, I think it's January 31st. Shakur Stevenson is back in the ring against Teofimo Lopez.
Mm.
Should be a good one. So stay tuned for that. Looking forward to that one. That's going to be, I think that's at Madison Square Garden. So it's going to be on the zone if I ain't mistaken. So, yep.
We
That's
didn't
it.
get your we didn't get your opinion on the retirement. What do you think about that? Or do you think he's gonna stay retired? Or
Crawford?
yes,
In a short version, I say, as a person that just enjoys watching good boxing, sad to see. Arguably one of, if not the greatest fighter. I know people might not like to hear that, but especially of
that's
his
fair.
generation, um, retire. But I understand it. I mean, he's. I mean, there's nothing left for him to do. You know what I'm saying? In terms of there, people don't want to fight him anyway. You know, there's started after he retired. You started finding out like people like Jerron Enos and the guys like that had opportunities to fight him and didn't fight him. So it's like, guys that we wanted to see him fight had some of them had opportunities and didn't take those opportunities. So at this stage, there's nothing else for him to prove. So yeah, man, shout out to Bud, man, one of the greatest to do it. And for me, you can definitely argue, goat status in terms of what he's been able to accomplish and how he's done it. I asked somebody before to answer your question with this. I said, tell me one fight he's ever had that's been close or where you said, man, I wonder if Bud won that. I
Yeah.
can't think of not one fight. He didn't always win pretty, but I can't think of one fight that I ever questioned whether or not he won. So,
Hey, if you got that on your resume, then shoot.
yep.
Like you said, what else? What left is there to do? Ain't nothing
Ain't
else for me
many
to do.
fighters you can say that about, brother. Ain't many fighters you can say that about at all. So, yep. So shout out to Bud, man. But I think he's done. The only way I think he comes back would be somebody's gonna have to. I mean, they're gonna have to back up that Brinks truck, and we talking about 100+ million to get him to come back. So I mean, I don't think if unless somebody's coming with that kind of bag, I don't think he's. I think he's good. I mean, my man still lives in Omaha. He's chilling.
Right.
Fair,
He's chilling.
fair. All right, man. Well, with that being said, man, this has been the Epic Podcast, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in. See y'all next week.
Yes, sir.